Wayne's World, party time, excellent.
Hello and welcome back to episode 11 of the Pickle Jar Podcast. I'm Wayne Campbell.
And I'm Garth Algar.
So pull up a seat, take a bite, and get ready to dive into that brine for episode 11 of the Pickle Jar Podcast.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth.
Yeah, party.
Who are you? Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm today's guest, Anthony Politi.
Anthony Politi. Excellent.
Swing!
Shawing.
I think there's some
You
kind
are
of
so loud.
I think there's some kind of misunderstanding.
What are you talking about?
Misunderstand? What are you on?
What do you mean?
Listen. There's no misunderstanding.
You guys have been
There's
acting
no misunderstanding about this.
Hey, you two have been acting funny, and your parents are very worried. They're worried about you guys.
I'm sure they are.
You have to snap out of this.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. That being said, hello, my name's Ryan Sullivan.
I'm Keaton Ashby.
All right. Welcome back to episode 11.
And I'm Anthony
As you
Politi.
can tell.
Still.
That
And with him,
hasn't
as
changed.
always, is Garth.
That hasn't changed.
I like to play.
So, happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. It is a happy Halloween.
So, if you're wondering about what the heck Garth and I are wearing over here, then you should probably make your way over to your favorite streaming platform and find Wayne's World. I don't think... Is Wayne's World on any of the big ones?
It's banned in every country.
If you have
No, because Wayne's World 2 is on Prime. I know that.
if you have demand on your TV, then you can watch it on demand.
Oh,
For
Xfinity.
Xfinity.
Okay.
Or you can go to your local movie theater and demand that they play it for you.
Yeah.
Just go down to Marco Movies. It's like, hey, get out here.
Selling out is just not right.
And that's just sad. We will never bow down to a corporate
That's
sponsor.
just sad.
Speaking of which, if you want to sponsor the Pickle Jar Podcast, we're always open.
Refreshing, right, boys?
That's true.
Okay.
It is refreshing.
So let's get going tonight. It's Halloween. It's the spooky time. It's
That is
been
pretty
the
scary.
spooky month. It's been the spooky month. But now it's like days away.
It's been kind of underwhelming.
It is, dude.
Has it been? I would agree.
Underwhelming.
I would agree.
I feel like so many people wanted it because they were looking for something to make them feel better about everything, and now it's now that they realize that it's not going to change anything, it's just been underwhelming.
Yeah, and then
Not that I'm totally unhappy or anything.
you've got a lot of places who are just outright canceling it. Where you've got local governments just going, it's like, hey.
Trick-or-treating is now a federal crime.
I feel like
Imagine
Oh my
an
God.
8-year-old kid getting arrested and they're in a Batman costume. It's just they go to prison.
I'm
and
Batman.
It's just like,
you can't arrest
guys,
me.
look out, it's Batman. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm an 8-year-old kid.
Hey.
Joey.
Mr. Sullivan. Wayne,
What?
we should probably open up the pickle jar before we continue.
What? Oh, well, this is a bite size, but okay.
Oh,
go
it
ahead.
is a bite size. Never mind.
So, Anthony, do you want to do the honors of opening up the jar?
We haven't opened up a jar in so long.
Well, I usually have my dad do it for me, but I'll do it.
Well, it's been opened before.
I'm just kidding.
That jar was opened by
Wait.
Sean already.
Where are you? All right, get that aroma going up in here.
The lid. Wait!
Very nice. So,
Excellent.
that's always saying spooky times call for spooky measures.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit about ghost stories because we said
Ghosts!
because we were talking about that a little bit. One of my favorite ghost stories. It's about this one ghost called Charlie Manning.
All right. And that's just sad.
It is. Boys, how do we think rehearsals going for The Ghosts and the Typewriter coming out in December?
Well, I think it's going all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Not excellent.
Not.
Excellent.
I was trying to set you up over there, Keaton.
I picked up on it. He didn't. It's okay.
My bad. I thought we were out of character.
Well, you're in and out.
Yeah. Excellent.
No, but in all seriousness, though, so last night, as of when we were recording this, Gina had a common cold, got tested and everything.
Not the cold.
Not like the cold, but not like,
the cold.
Like the big one, So
the big one.
Truck just passed by or something. Anyway.
Ghost truck.
So Gina and I, we do this thing called Marco Mystery and History Tours. It's a ghost tour where we go around Marco Island and we show off like the haunted locations and all that. Now, I haven't done a ghost tour in a long time because last season for the ghost tour was actually during Into the Woods, when I was doing Into the Woods at the high school, and because of that, I was just so busy with everything that Gina never even asked me to go on to any of the tours. She pulled them all off herself. So, mind you, it was like a year upwards of since the last time I went on one of the ghost tours.
Yeah.
And then Gina gets a cold, and she comes into work and she's like, oh man, I got a ghost tour tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I can't cancel though. And I'm like, well, I mean, I could do it. She's like, oh, you could? It's like, I'm just saying, if you can't do it, if you absolutely cannot, then I'll do it. She's like, oh, I don't want to do it. You can do it. And I'm like, well,
excellent.
Okay.
So how did it go?
Well, I mean, the people loved it. They were very interested. They enjoyed it thoroughly. I didn't crash Gina's car, so
That's
even
nice.
better.
Oh, you took her car?
Yeah, I took her car.
You went to my work, correct?
Yeah, I did. Because
Nice.
Keaton now works at the Bistro Soleil, which is very haunted.
Yeah, very haunted. All the old people
Which-
dancing on the dance floor. Busting the move and busting hips. All at once.
Sweet Caroline.
They played that song tonight.
Did they?
Yeah, I was kind of bopping to it because Ohio State beat Nebraska today.
Nebraska?
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm in Nebraska. But anyway.
Good one.
For the most part, last night wasn't very active, if you know what I mean. Because, I mean, on a ghost tour, what do you want to see? You want to see ghosts.
Yes.
There was nothing happened at the museum, which is the first place we stop.
You went to the museum?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Wow.
museum's haunted.
Because it's ghosts.
It was just built.
Yeah, but it's because it looks like old Florida. He likes it there. Also, his family comes and visits him once a year because there's a big picture of him up in the museum.
Who?
Ghosts.
Roy Rhymes is his name.
Excellent.
And
Are they alive or are they also ghosts?
no, they're alive. Actually, Roy Rhymes' son went to my parents' wedding.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They've been on the island forever, which, I mean, is evident because it's a ghost from, like, the early 1900s. But I'm not going to say much about some of the ghosts, but the next location we went to, barely anything. I smelled him once because this guy, you can tell where he is by a cigar smoke. For, like, a fleeting second, I smelled it, and another person smelled it, so they knew that I wasn't trying to pull their
Full of
chain,
crap.
that I wasn't full of crap. Next place, nothing happened at all.
Wow.
And then finally,
So interesting.
when we get to the inn, when we get to the Bistro Soleil, oh, it was popping off.
What happened?
Let's see. The chandelier swayed quite a bit, and of course, there's no AC upstairs.
Yeah.
People were catching.
Or in the kitchen.
People were catching. Really?
Yeah, it's freaking hot in there, man.
People were catching orbs on their cameras, which, if you don't know, when trying to photograph a ghost, there are 3 things that can show up. And I know you're a definite skeptic, but this is how it works. There's orbs, mist, and shadows. Shadows are the least common. That's usually when you've got more of like a dark presence there. That's more for like poltergeists or like demons or stuff like that. But it's usually not ghosts. Sometimes it can be, but it'd be like a shadowy figure. Then the mist, it's like a fog that rolls
The Mist.
in.
Talk about a phenomenal movie.
We talked about that the podcast before last,
Okay,
Keaton. Come on. And then finally orbs, which are like balls of light that'll like go across the screen. And it was like Orb Central.
Oh, you just made me look at it. Come on, man.
Making us look at the
That wasn't
stage lights.
excellent.
Yeah.
But my best story from the Bistro Soleil. This happened very nice.
Excellent.
This happened. I think it was 2 years ago now. Gina and I were in character. We were upstairs in the very top. Keaton, have you gone upstairs?
I have.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you went on one.
No,
of those
I have
things.
not been
James is there
upstairs.
too.
You should go on.
You should go?
You should go upstairs at some point.
I'm working.
Well, you should ask Lisa if you can go look upstairs because
By
Ryan
yourself?
Can I go
told
take
you.
a peek?
By yourself? Yeah, right. It was spooky up there. We went upstairs and in the attic.
Yeah. Well, there used to be rooms up there because the Bistro Soleil used to be a 20-room luxury hotel back in the late 1800s.
I could see that.
It had 20 rooms. It had a fantastic dining hall.
Oh, yeah, it
it
did.
was the best fishing spot in like all of Florida. They say that you could throw your line out and within minutes you would come out with a 10 to 20 pound tarpon. Without fail, every single time. And when you first walk in, there's proof of that because if you caught a tarpon over a certain weight, you'd put your name, the weight, and the date that you caught it on the scale, and they put them all on the walls. And there's like
Excellent.
there's hundreds of them when you first come in. But anyway, it was $2 to stay there back in the 1800s. Which is actually very expensive.
It's a deal.
And did you know that the Old Marco Inn is in the book Ripley's Believe It or Not?
I have no
Really?
freaking clue.
I've
what
been
you're
to the
talking
museum in Manhattan.
Well, you know what it's for? What it's in there for?
What?
Having the world's first and only 2-story outhouse. Yeah. Hopefully they did number 1 on number 2 and number 2 on number 1.
I don't get it.
I feel like you said that on your tour to the people.
I did.
Yeah, and they always laugh. Wow,
They do.
Wow,
They do.
What a classic joke there, Ryan. I'm glad we all laughed at it.
Thanks.
Oh.
Well, I put in a
Talk
laugh
about
track. So it's
boomer
fine.
humor.
I put in a laugh track,
Wait,
so it's
can you-
fine. That's
can
our
you-
main audience anyway.
Can you explain to the people at home how a 2-story outhouse works?
I don't know how a 2-story outhouse works.
Do you know what a gutter is?
Is it still there?
No, I mean, there's a reason why it was the world's first and only 2-story outhouse.
I had a 2-story outhouse. It's called a window.
Wait, was it you that said that one of your dreams in life was to
Pee while skydiving.
No, it wasn't that.
Oh,
it wasn't
well, that was one of them.
like sit on an overpass and poop
Oh
on
yeah,
oncoming cars.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did say that.
There were a group of kids who did that, and they were like
Really?
throwing rocks. No, they were throwing
They
rocks.
weren't throwing
they
rocks.
killed someone.
Really?
Yeah, and they-
Well, I mean, I can imagine that happening, but
They got charged.
so
with
they were
murder.
sitting on an overpass, pooping off the side, and throwing rocks at people.
No, not the pooping part.
No,
Okay.
turds
Well,
kill-
throwing rocks at cars was a common thing back in the day.
Yeah, until
Excellent.
they killed someone.
Yeah,
Excellent.
man. That'd be a
Oh,
fun
yeah.
Saturday night. Pooping off an overpass.
Whoever
Yeah.
threw that rock must have been a real jerk.
Probably. Did they go to jail?
All of them got charged.
I assume they would go to prison, not jail, for murdering
You,
someone.
you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
No, I don't
They
think
were
people do know what you
teenagers,
mean.
So they might have been. I think only one of them was a minor.
Mm.
I don't know. I can't
Gross.
remember. Look it
Guys, don't be stupid.
Oh, Excellent.
Don't be stupid.
up. Don't be stupid.
Just
Just poop.
if you just poop
No
off
rocks,
an overpass.
just poop.
Keep
Keep it simple. Keep
and-
it safe.
Moving.
Bring toilet paper. Make sure you wipe.
First, the
Segue.
best ghost story I have.
Oh,
This
yeah.
was about
You
2
just
years
told
ago.
us your
No,
ghost
I
story.
did. That wasn't the ghost
No, we're
story.
talking about poop
Oh,
stories.
I was.
It's like 5 years to
backing it
get
up.
to this story.
This was about 2 years ago.
Yes.
Gina and a couple who was on the tour, and I were all upstairs in the very top in the main ghost's room.
After a lot of drinks.
I think I've been
No, actually, the drinking hadn't started yet. The drinking.
You guys must have been thirsty.
If you
Excellent.
if you get a large enough party, you can get the bus. And the bus, you can bring your cooler on the bus. And then people get blackout, like wasted. One time we had a woman pee off the trail at the Otter Mound.
Open alcohol.
Well, I mean, it's different with the trolley, and it's only beyond a certain line. I don't know, but that being said, we were upstairs, and I'm telling the story about like, oh, this is this guy's room. This is how we know this. And all that, and they're all taking pictures with their flashes on.
Yeah.
And it's almost like strobe lights. It's going so fast, and it's just like flash, 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 flash. And then suddenly, the woman who was up there, she's like, I got him. Look, it's on the camera. I got an orb right in front of it. And they're all pointing at the camera, and it's like, where? And Gina's like, oh my gosh, you got it. I looked at the picture later. It was literally a fly that went in front of the camera, but because like I can kind of feel it, and he was not in front at all. If anything, he was way in the back. But it's kind of hard to tell up there.
I've seen orbs that Gina shows me, and they don't look like bugs.
Yeah, but
So
this specific orb had wings and legs. So it was absolutely a fly.
You know the close-up in that SpongeBob episode?
Yeah.
Of that's scary.
Now that's scary.
Let's leave.
The lights flicker on and off.
So like I said, the lights are flickering. It's like strobe lights up there, and they're all freaking out about the
flickering
phone.
the lights?
Nosferatu. Lights are strobing, and they're all like, look at the camera, look at the phone, look at the phone. And they're all pointing at it, and still at the same time, the other two cameras flash, 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 flash. And then flash, I see a face appear behind the three of them. He's looking down at the phone, trying to see what the commotion's all about. Lights go out, flash again. He looks directly at me, and then flash, lights go out. He gives, lights come back. He gives a little half smile, out, then back on. Puff of smoke, he disappears.
Puff of smoke.
Yeah, just like wisp
Boom.
away. And I'm gonna tell you,
Houdini.
that is the closest I've ever gotten since, except for maybe when I was a baby, to crapping my pants in public.
Oh my god.
Like, I was
Petrified.
That was the scariest experience I've ever had.
What did he look like?
So he was, let's see, he was Spanish. He was probably about Keaton's height, little bit taller.
Wow.
He had similar hair to yours. And he had like a little pencil strip mustache, you know?
Little Richard mustache.
Yeah. And also he had like darker skin, just like, like the Mediterranean.
You said he was
look.
Spanish, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, so he was about Keaton's height, Spanish, similar hair to yours. It was jet black, too. And little pencil strip mustache.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then Gina, and we were in character, she goes,
Swing.
Reginald, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. I'm like,
Listen. Swing.
and because she heard me gasp because apparently it was really audible. I'm just like when I first see him, and it took them a second to realize like what, and I'm just like it's like the meme with Leonardo DiCaprio, from
What happened, Ryan? You mean all of us flashing our lights attracted something?
Well, maybe it's because you weren't wearing your sombrero in a goofy fashion.
You mean like this? No, like that.
Anthony, do you have any ghost stories?
No.
Any spooky stories? Any around the campfire type deals?
No.
No,
No.
not really.
Well, I once had
What?
when I lived in New York, some people say this is just condensation, but I poured a glass of water, put it on the counter, and then I went to put something away in the fridge, and when I turned back, it was sliding from like halfway on the table all the way down.
It sounds like some
That's
condensation,
pretty common.
man.
Yeah.
That's pretty common.
But
I
it's
remember
weird
the
'cause
first.
It's flat, you know.
I remember the first time that happened to me when I was a kid.
Ooh, your house is built on an angle.
No, I remember the first time that happened to me, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, Cassie, look at this, and
Well,
she's
I
like,
was like
what?
6.
What is happening? Yeah, we were like 5 and 6
I
first time it
I was
happened.
little, so that spooked me out.
Excellent.
So, you know what I did after that?
Hmm.
I just went in the living room and watched SpongeBob. Didn't scare me that much.
Very nice. Very nice.
It was a cool autumn day.
Cool.
Excellent.
And
yes, on this cool autumn day, I accepted this ghost inside of me. It's called the Holy Ghost.
oh, I was going to
Jesus
say,
was led into
time
my
out,
heart.
Time out. Time out.
Yeah, Jesus
Pause.
was let into my heart. Yeah, the Holy Spirit's a ghost. So
Good point. Good point.
excellent.
You know what's upsetting?
What?
Got no haunted house this year.
Yeah. You're not upset about that. You're actually happy. You didn't want to do it this
You
year.
paid money for that.
What?
You paid money
Of
for
course, yeah. No, I
Excellent.
paid upwards of $300.
Why?
Holy crap. All right.
Cassie paid for it all the first time. I paid for it all the second time.
that. Well,
Listen.
we promised we would explain it, so I think you need to explain it.
We should start
Or
from
else
the beginning.
A lot of people are going to want their money back.
Year one, we should.
Year one?
We didn't charge anybody.
Yeah, I put out a tip jar. I think someone stole out of the tip jar.
Someone definitely did see all that tip jar.
Yeah,
Whoever that
because-
was, you know where you're going.
Yeah, you're.
No, I'm serious. I think for year 2,
I know, right?
on Halloween night, I think someone stole a tip jar because I saw someone put a 20 in there.
Yeah.
There wasn't a 20 in there by the end of the night, and I had someone.
ghost, perhaps.
I had someone watching the tip jar, and I patted them down. No, I didn't.
did.
But I should have. Who did I have watching it?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Continuing on, there was a beautiful haunted house. This is year one we're talking about.
And this was all Cassie's idea too.
So I get a text message from my homeboy, Ryan.
Who? Oh.
He's like, "Yo, Keaton, you want to come act in my haunted house?
My haunted house.
Or in Cassie's haunted house?" And I responded with, "Excellent."
No, you didn't. You said maybe.
Yeah, I did.
And then like a day later, you said, "Sure."
Yeah. All right.
Now, we had quite a few scare actors for this. Do we want to explain a walkthrough?
Yeah, let's do a walkthrough.
Okay.
Walk right in.
Cue the spooky music.
Take a walk on a wild side.
Cue the spooky music. Not yet. So my house,
Okay,
how it's set
come on,
up,
man.
how it's set up is you've got where everyone walks into the house, like the front foyer, and then you've got the living room connected with the
front
dining
door.
room. It's all one big room, and then
Excellent.
in the very back, where most people around here would have their pool, we have what we call our pool room because we put a pool table in there. And most houses that are designed like mine actually do have a pool right in that spot, but we don't have a pool. So you got that room, and then there's a sliding glass door which leads to a porch, and then after Irma, we had quite the overgrown backyard. Mm-hmm. So there was like a trail around a cluster of new trees that were growing from one of the trees that fallen down, and then there was a chain link fence that was covered with vines, also from Irma. And then as you're going through the backyard, there's a fire pit, and then the back porch, which was behind now what is my dad's room, with a empty jacuzzi that hasn't. My dad got it to work during quarantine, and then it broke because he left it on overnight. And then there's a shed on the fence, and you go out the fence, and then there's my dad's door, and then you go back out to the front of the house in the street. That being said, also the only surviving tree in the backyard is right by the shed, right where the fence ends and behind the shed, right? So keep that in mind. Cue spooky music.
Ooh.
So in the first room, this was the hospital, like psych ward type area. I had my TV in there with the heart rate monitor going off, and then Emily Boxma was lying down on the table, pretending to be dead, and then she would just start going crazy. I don't remember what she would start screaming and yelling at the people.
Didn't she ask if anyone saw her baby or something?
She just started making up stuff throughout the night. Yeah. We didn't give her a script. Cassie just said, "Okay, be crazy," because you know how Cassie would be in her directing style. It's like, just kind of go with it, play around with it a little bit, do what you want to do, and then I'm going around. So this is your character motivation. You are a man whose legs have just been eaten by rats. It's like, so. Once you go outside...
Wasn't that in year 2?
Yeah, it was. So once you go outside the sliding glass door, you've got Wesley out there in a hospital gown. And he's got an
You got Wesley being Wesley.
And he's just a crazed, insane man. And he's there to get a little bit of that comic relief in as well. Because one of the things that Cassie and I both learned for the haunted house is you can't scare everybody. And the people that you can't scare, you got to make laugh. Because if they're not scared or if they're not laughing, they're not having fun. So that being said, Wesley was there. Good feedback. Yeah. And there was a curtain between the two of us, between Wesley, and behind the curtain was me in the bunny costume.
Bunny.
We had a Easter bunny costume that my mom had taken from the bank that she worked at, because at her bank they used to have the Easter bunny come to the bank, and you could take pictures with the Easter bunny. You could take pictures with the Easter bunny every year. This was a paid actor, not the real Easter bunny. Yeah, but
he's too busy.
He's too busy, especially around Easter time. But so she took the Easter bunny costume one year because they would get a new one every year. It's like, why not make it consistent, make it the same bunny? But anyway, so we took the Easter bunny costume. Cassie covered it in fake blood and then got one of the bunny masks from Walmart, and then I had a shovel, and I would just be like smacking the concrete with the shovel and like scraping it around and screaming. And what happened next? Do you remember?
Was the UFO the first year?
No, UFO was year 2.
Morgan.
Morgan.
Oh yeah, Morgan.
She was crazy.
Morgan was like a doll or something. She would like follow people.
Yes.
Oh, and I would follow people too.
Oh yeah.
What was in the was there somebody in the corner?
Your dad?
Huh? No.
Oh, you go a little further, and he was the butcher or something.
No. Oh, Paco. Paco would pop out with the leaf blower and the gas mask. Remember? Yeah. And
Flying with a leaf blower.
Because we couldn't get our chainsaw to work. And the leaf blower was just loud, so it was useful. And then
it's a landscape.
We had either Chris or Cassie, depending on the night, were up on the roof with that one glowing eye mask, and they were watching, seeing what was going on, and then you had my dad, who was at the butcher table, which we had a bunch of crazy lights going on there.
Excellent.
And he had like a meat cleaver just whacking at the table.
I thought he had the sickle.
Oh yeah, he had
Did
the
have
sickle.
the sickle.
A real sickle.
Yeah,
Talk about communism.
My sickle that I found in the street after Hurricane Irma.
That's the origin?
Yeah, no, I found it in the street.
Then we used it.
And then I used it to cut down a palm tree.
Remember that one time that we cut down trees?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was great.
time.
But so he
Remember that
he
one
was,
time I saved a dolphin?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. We talked about that in the last Anthony Politi podcast.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but it's not scary, so forget about it.
Scary
and
for that dolphin.
What did he had like a
He had like a skin mask on.
yeah, like a skin mask or something on,
remember
and
it.
he would just go "Roar," and like growl at people, and like I
That
feel
was like exactly the noise.
it's like, and I feel like he called people some bad names at some points.
You called me a bad name.
That's excellent.
But and then
It's like, you greaseball.
as they would go around the corner,
Telling sling words.
then the strobe lights are going off, and you can hear
They were
a
very distracting.
theme
So therefore,
blaring.
people who have epilepsy had seizures,
You had
and
the
that was
theme-
excellent.
You heard the theme to Halloween
had a seizure.
blaring, absolutely blaring,
sorry
and
to
then
hear that.
whoever was on the roof
It was
would
kind of
yell,
exhilarating.
"Keep walking," and then. Dun, 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 dun,
And then a lot of people almost died.
Keith, do you
Including-
want to
And
explain
it would
the next part?
have been the actor's fault, because who gives this specific person a real knife anyway?
This specific person?
Yeah.
You mean Mike Myers, played by the late and great Keaton Ashby? I say
wouldn't
only
say
late,
late, but
because
I would
he
say
died
great.
and was replaced with Garth Algar.
Yeah.
But
No.
yeah,
Look,
so
it's me.
put it back on. Put it back on. Oh my
You were
God.
supposed to see that. No.
But yeah, Keaton played Mike Myers, and that was the highlight.
That was
was
excellent.
absolutely the highlight. The next year
Everybody loved me.
The next year we tried to do the same thing, but we had Wesley play Jason, and it did not go over as well. So we just brought back Michael, because Keaton in year 2, I was going to have him play Hannibal Lecter. Like tied up in the straitjacket, like on the dolly, and like he would be like.
But that failed.
It failed because I don't think anyone got it.
No, nobody did get it. They're all
I feel like
It's not as common.
yeah, Silence of the Lambs. Also, Silence of the Lambs isn't much of like a horror movie. It's not like a real common Halloween movie, I'd say. But like,
based on a true story.
ooh, I didn't know that.
Is it?
Is it
Do you not know what you're talking about?
It is.
It is?
really?
Yes.
Also, your wig is rubbing up against the pop filter, and I can hear it.
I'm sorry. My hair is just too. Wait.
Luscious locks.
Yeah. Flashback to Portheus. Or what?
Porthos.
Portheus. Porthos.
Wait,
my bad.
is that the wig that you wore? As
Yeah,
a-
this is Porthos's wig.
Oh yeah, in Three Musketeers, Keaton wore that wig for.
Well, anyways, we were talking about Michael Myers had a real knife, and a lot of people almost ran into me because they were
Me?
like, "Ah,
I was
you're
one of
so
them.
scary."
You came out
Remember-
on the other side of the fence. The strobe
Big
lights
beefy
worked,
boy comes around the corner with a big knife.
The strobe lights worked perfectly because I was looking at nothing, and then a second later, I was looking at you in a mask with a real knife right in my face.
Wait, were
Yeah,
you
and I
holding
had
it
the-
like this?
I was holding it
Yes.
like this.
Why? You were supposed to hold it like up.
No, like this.
It was in my face. That was
like
I
I was
think the
ready
first
to
thing I saw.
stab him.
Wait, you should not have been doing that.
No,
Gutting
it's okay.
people.
No one
But
was hurt.
also, yeah, nobody,
bad.
nobody got hurt in the 2 years that we did it. Nobody
Anyways,
got hurt.
I was absolutely freaking terrified.
Also-
Everybody was afraid of me.
Also, it was perfect because we had the blue jumpsuit that looked straight out of.
Yeah, it was like a mechanic suit.
You know, I'm pretty sure. You know where where they filmed that?
Excellent.
Backyard.
Aurora, Illinois.
Excellent.
I think they actually, if not in Aurora, but outside Aurora, because my dad told me that when Halloween first came out, he took a date to go see it, and on the way back from the date from the movie theater, drove by the mental hospital that that Michael Myers escaped from.
Wow.
Like in the movie where they filmed it at, and then I think he told me that he pretended that the car broke down.
That's cool.
And she was just like, Mike, stop it, go, say no. But anyway,
it's pretty good.
We also, I when it comes to the haunted house, I think year one was better.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The actors weren't up to par.
I have a year one story.
What?
I have a story from year one.
Oh, what?
I was the only person that made you break character.
Mm-hmm. What did you say?
That's
Okay.
easy.
So I, after the room with Emily, which was very scary, she was on the pool table. It was Wesley, and Wesley was in the hospital again, like we said, and he was crazy. He was laying.
He was doing.
sitting,
Didn't he flash you?
Yeah, he was sitting down, and he recognized me, of course. He's like, "Hey, you want to see something?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, sure," because. Then he lifts up the gown and flashes me. And then
Okay, can you clarify? He was wearing underwear.
He was wearing underwear.
Yeah,
He was wearing underwear.
But he wasn't wearing a shirt or
He
pants.
showed him his nips.
No, but then
And belly button.
I just yelled, "Now that's what I came to see!"
Oh, yeah.
And that made Ryan laugh and break character. And then Wesley did something to you after that.
Oh, Wesley punched me.
Yeah, for breaking
Wesley
character.
punched me pretty hard. Luckily, he didn't punch me in the sternum. But
Now that's what I came to see.
yeah. Oh, I think my favorite thing about year two was
Mikey did really
Mikey. Oh, Mikey did
Mwah.
fantastic. So we replaced the first
Yes.
room. So because I'm a little bit more technologically advanced than Cassie is when it comes to video editing, what I did was I made this video that would be playing on the TV, and you'd have to go into the first room. You'd watch the whole video, and it was some trippy stuff where you had there was circus music playing and
like eyeballs
and like
stuff.
I looked up trippy scary visuals, and like that's what I got. And then I also threw a little bit of Jack Stauber in there from the one video where it's like, she can't be dead, she can't be dead. You ever seen?
No clue.
I think I still have the clown movie on
YouTube.
on Sully Gunther. Oh wait, no, I privated it. Maybe for 1 week only.
For Halloween.
Or no, it's unlisted. So I'll put the link in the description so that you guys can see what I'm talking about.
How about that?
And then at the very end, you'd have in the video Mikey come out as the clown, and he did the most fantastic Joker laugh, because this was when Joker had just come out. And he'd do the laugh, and then he'd go, "Always watch your back and your front." And then Mikey in the clown costume would pop out from behind the pool table and just start laughing right behind the TV across from you, and then just start laughing
it was a laptop.
maniacally. What?
Wasn't it your laptop was playing the video?
No, it was the TV.
It was the TV.
Okay.
It was great.
Oh,
so
it was
you
the
walked.
laptop later in the night because something happened with the Apple TV.
Oh, I
It's
think I might
freaking-
have seen the laptop.
This was so genius, though. Like you walk into this was very professional.
That's the best, one of the best ideas I ever came up with.
Like you come in and you have like a buffer waiting room, like at Disney.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it gives you
Yeah.
suspense.
Yeah. If I do it again, which I would consider doing it next year.
Excellent.
But the only thing is, the reason why Cassie didn't do it again was because main reason she did it is because, number one, she always wanted to do a haunted house. Because, I mean, who doesn't want to do a haunted house? It's just such a fun thing. And she went she went to Hollow Scream a ton up in Tampa at Busch Gardens, and she really wanted to do it. And also, it was her senior year. This was going to be some last fun thing that she could have for all of her friends to do. And then the next year, a lot of her friends went off to college.
Yeah.
Most of her friends weren't around anymore. And then also she was just very busy with work and all that. So it's my senior year, and I'm like, okay, I'll take it over. And then I was like, all right, we'll change up some stuff. We'll add the spider layer with the jumping spider. It's like I want the UFO because this was shortly after the whole Raid Area 51 thing, and I thought it would be something fresh in people's minds. If I did do it this year, there would be so much like medical stuff in there. Which is I'd have someone in a gas mask like going around with like
spray you down before you come in.
No, I'd borrow one of the air misters that we sell at Marco Office Supply and like put like water in it or something and have them spraying people as they come in. I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, you can fill that with water.
Have Jeffrey Epstein
What?
Jeffrey Epstein.
in the tree.
Yeah.
Just
get
okay.
him.
And what
Just
did you
get
say?
Nothing.
What did you say?
We're gonna
Did you
be able
say-
to hear it eventually.
Yeah.
Well, I said just hanging in the tree.
With using toilet paper.
Bed sheet. That was 3.5 feet off the ground.
Oh yeah. That he would have had to curl himself up in a ball.
Yeah.
Cannonball. Oh man. But
It's okay.
Anyway.
He's a pedophile.
yeah. Yeah, see,
Yeah, it
it's
is
okay.
okay.
It's okay to joke about the
Excellent.
death of people like that. No, why are you excellenting that?
Yeah, he was a real jerk.
Man.
All
No,
right.
but so I don't even know if I would have done it this year, regardless. But if I do it again, it's going to be hard to top the video,
Yeah.
and then hard to top just everything that Cassie had in year one.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna have to get people together and have like an assembly.
yeah, we'd have to do it like a little bit more professionally too.
Well, we would get together and brainstorm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
after the clown, which was very scary, Mikey would chase you out.
Oh, yeah.
Outside, and then Keon would be in Ryan's room where he has
Oh,
a
yeah.
glass door, and then. Well, actually, no. I think it was Marley first.
It was Keon and Marley.
Mm-hmm. So Marley would be banging on the glass door, like begging you to help her, and she's.
She was also dressed like Post Malone, so it was kind
Oh
of.
yeah,
That was so weird, man. I
Post-
hated that.
Post Malone- Okay.
That was such a
It looked so good though. She did a great job.
yeah. She did that because never mind. That's a long story.
Anyway.
What?
Anyway.
what I kind of want to hear this story.
I'll tell you after.
Please.
So at this time, she was single, man, and she had a lot of guys after her. So she was like, "I'm gonna dress up like a guy, so nobody guys would be like interested and like attracted to me." And that was basically it, man.
But it just made you fall even harder.
know,
So
it didn't
do you
make
have a
me
thing
fall.
for Post Malone or?
No, I hated it. I despised it. It actually took points off for me. It worked. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Points
Joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
He's not joking.
Marley,
He's not
I'm
joking.
joking.
The views expressed by
Oh,
Garth
anyway.
are not necessarily the views expressed by those at the
Dude,
Pickle
you're
Jar
acting like a
Podcast.
freaking Ram or Ford commercial. These aren't paid actors. Yeah, we weren't paid actors.
Anyway,
No.
she's banging on the glass door, begging for help, and then she gets like pulled away, and then you
Fog
see,
machine.
Yeah, fog starts filling, and then you realize
Ryan's
that
room
she's-
got hotboxed.
She's being gassed,
And-
and then a guy with a gas mask approaches, and then he's all you see with the smoke behind him, and then he's like banging on. He's like, he makes you keep
Let me
going.
in.
He's like, keep going. He didn't say that, but
Yeah.
you just.
That was another one of my ideas that I really liked. I feel like
It was a good one.
I
You're
feel
such
like
a creative
all the
genius, right?
I feel like all the elements were there. It just probably could have been executed a little bit better. I think my perfect idea of the haunted house would probably be starting with Mikey as the clown, and then having the, for lack of better terms, gas chamber, and then maybe
What is that?
do like the medical stuff with where Wesley was,
Like heroin
and
needles.
and like Emily, and then also James, who I had strapped to the wall with like no legs. And he was
Okay, but
screaming.
James screaming is not scary.
It was funny though.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was funny though. Yeah. So have that like in the middle, and then
I think I made him laugh.
and then
remember.
have then probably the bunny with a chainsaw behind the
Or a leaf blower.
or a leaf blower
If
behind the
The alien with the leaf blower.
behind what's it called, the fireplace, and then my dad's still at the butcher table, and then Michael Myers. I feel like that would be
Excellent.
the best.
The UFO no one really cared about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was stupid.
It was there, but it wasn't
Well,
its own thing.
the
Wow.
It was just there.
yeah,
Good job.
the alien.
And now
was
it's in your
supposed
front
to be
yard.
scary. Yeah, it is in my front yard. Hopefully, people don't try and track down my house now.
You have aliens in your front yard.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Pretty nifty.
Aliens.
Yes.
There's also some like skeletons.
Yeah.
When I was
And
at-
there's an alien skeleton he's hanging by his legs in the tree.
When I was at your house, I was just like, I
Yeah,
saw a
when-
skeleton on the ground underneath the tree. I'm like, is that guy okay? Sir, are you okay? I can't feel my legs.
There was a lot of
Or like
bones to
glass
pick at
bones,
your
paper
house.
skin.
What?
I said there was a lot of bones to pick at your house.
I don't get it.
I got a bone to pick with you.
I don't get it.
Nice.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What happened after the gas chamber?
There was the
We didn't
spider
get that
zone.
far.
Tell us, father.
There was
I
the
remember.
spider zone.
Big spider.
Huge.
We
Gigantic.
We filled
Enormous.
We filled up the tree there and like the fence with spider webs, and there was also
Spider you'll ever see.
something that if you stepped on it, it would be a jumping spider and it would jump up and it would make a loud noise. And then there was also a black light there.
The spiders are scary because they're small, not big.
Yeah. Oh,
They could pack so much.
I should
punch.
have like bought like a box full of spiders and like
Okay, that
released
like
them.
that made me like
Throw them at
cringe, Ryan. I freaking.
you know
Hey,
the-
catch!
I
You have
the
a
original idea-
Picture, you have
the-
a picture. It's a guy dressed up as one of the New York Yankees, and he's just like, "Hey."
Oh, and then there was the graveyard. Oh, the graveyard was there both years
The
actually.
graveyard.
Oh, you're the grave digger.
And yeah, and then Joseph was the grave digger.
Oh yeah, he did. Well
That
with
was good. That was
he
good.
did very
ain't
well.
saying
I
she a
enjoyed
grave
that.
digger.
What?
I ain't saying she a grave digger.
You want to finish that?
All right, moving on.
Moving on.
Excellent.
What was
Finish that.
next? What was after the graveyard? The alien.
alien.
The alien. The alien was kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah.
We ended up because Mikey got severe indigestion, and I ended up having to play the.
Oh yeah.
I ended up having to play the clown the second night, which luckily, like, nowhere near as many people came the second night. Second night, probably all of about 20 people came, versus there were probably a good 70 people there at on Halloween.
Some people went multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Some people left and came back.
Yeah, for the second one.
Yeah.
I don't think there were any repeat offenders except for very late in the night.
Some people just wanted to go back through it.
Yeah.
that night.
So I had to have Michael and I who else was up front running things. I don't remember.
Marley.
Oh yeah, Michael and Marley were up front running things.
I think I filled in for the gas chamber guy.
Yeah, you filled in for Marley for night 2. And
No,
what?
I was in the.
Was
Gas.
Keon in the chair? You were in the gas mask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
I think Marley was running things. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she
Remember when the
started off
coffee
that
cup-
night. She started off that night, and then she switched. I was in there with both of them. Actually, I was turning on the fog machine.
Excellent.
Keon was supposed to be turning on the fog machine. He had a button that was supposed to be in his hand that.
I don't remember why, and also I needed to keep the black
Curtain up,
Curtain
yeah.
kept falling, so I was there for technical reasons.
Oh yes, the adventures of the
falling.
Yeah,
disastrous coffee mug.
the coffee
The
mug that
kept
fell on
falling,
Marley.
and then fell on her.
I took down that shelf last week.
It's a good thing she
Fell on
doesn't
her.
remember it.
Yeah. Continuing on.
Yeah, I think that's all there really is to tell about the haunted house.
Yeah. Well, the haunted
We've
house.
gone on about
How
that
did-
for quite a bit.
How did
Yeah,
the-
we have.
How did the second one end again?
Oh, the second one was
There was Jason. and-
Jason Voorhees.
All right.
And then we replaced it with Michael. And I just stood at the campfire, and it was great because the fire gave like a gloom like on my face. Like it only showed my face because I was wearing dark colors on my body. And Michael,
Yeah,
Michael.
But I'm setting up for Jason.
Okay, but that wasn't that great.
Yeah. But anyway,
I feel like we should have had like a tent and just like a pole impaled in the tent with blood on it. And then it would have been good.
that would have been
Then
fun.
Wesley could've chased them.
There's going to be a ton more special effects next time we do it. Someone was saying last year that I should do a haunted house for Christmas, but like Christmas themed haunted house,
Oh, it's like in Killing Floor
said
2,
that.
the zombies
and
map.
have like keep the butcher table exactly the same, but it's Santa Claus.
It's an elf. It's an elf that
it's
he's
an
chopping
elf,
in half.
yeah.
Or a reindeer.
Oh,
No, we have a reindeer cooking over the fire.
yeah. And like you have like the antlers sitting over
Excellent.
the fire.
Yum.
All
Well,
right.
so getting off of that
Yeah, the
topic
haunted
there,
house, that kind of went on for a while.
yeah.
A bit of a bit.
So
2 years.
I've
Oh, I
I've
was
been
going to say
watching
something
what?
spooky.
What?
Not really spooky, but something cool.
What?
Well, last time I was in Ohio, and I took a photo of a street. And can you guess the name of the street that was in Ohio? It was Elm Street.
Oh,
pretty cool.
Yeah, very nice. Ooh, okay.
Excellent.
What's the best horror movie you've ever seen?
I don't
It's a
watch
favorite horror movie,
watch too
or like
many.
scary movie, spooky movie.
I really like The Shining.
Oh, The Shining is so good. Did you see
Fabulous.
Doctor Sleep?
No.
Okay, we
Not-
talked
not
about
be-
this on the last
not-
podcast.
I love
but
Signs.
it was
Yeah,
very good.
Not because
Signs
it's,
was a great movie.
not because it's extremely scary.
And The
it is.
Mist.
It's more of a psychological horror than like a slasher or anything
Right.
else like that. But the story is so interesting.
It
And
is.
The interpretations. People are still trying to figure it out.
That's
Well, Doctor
crazy.
Sleep expands on it so much. It's so cool. Also, Ewan
I
McGregor.
forgot I need to watch that.
It's on HBO. If
I wish I had HBO.
yeah, it's an addition to Prime. So it's not that much more expensive if you bundle it with Prime. But anyway, yeah.
Wow.
Also, you got Joker on HBO. You got a real
Don't you have
lot.
John Wick 3?
I think so. You got actually. You know what?
I'm coming to your house.
If I wasn't paying for Netflix, I would cancel Netflix completely, and I'm fine with like Prime and Hulu and Disney Plus now.
Yeah. I mean, Hulu's just great.
And
'cause it
also,
has, like,
also IMDb, they've got a free streaming service. There's so many good stuff on good things on there. I'm trying to remember
Like?
what.
I'm perfectly content not using
me look
Netflix too.
Yeah.
yeah. I know people
watch a lot
boycotting
of-
it.
I watch a lot of
Even
well, not
without
that.
even without that, I mean the only things that I would still want to watch on Netflix is I just want to watch the next season of Stranger Things, find out what happened to what's his name.
What's his
Okay, what's his name? Yeah, what's
Yeah,
his name?
I watch a lot of classic movies, and they're not really on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
And some of them that were on Netflix got
Groovy.
moved. To
You know
like Hulu and
when
HBO.
they lose The Office, they're going to lose a significant.
They
portion.
pretty much
Yeah.
lost me when they got rid of It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I was gonna use. Like the only show I was gonna watch all the way through on Netflix.
What was I going to look up?
I have never
Oh.
watched
I
the
know.
whole series through on Netflix
IMDb.
ever.
Really?
I don't know how
Wow.
people do it. I've watched The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air all the way through.
It's a
Good
good show.
Good show.
Let's see. 10
watched the Clone-
Cloverfield Lane's on there.
But now the Clone Wars is on Disney
yes,
Plus.
another sci-fi like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yes, it is.
All right, let's see. 10 Cloverfield Lane is on there. Let's see. Most popular movies: Isle of Dogs, Groundhog Day, Big Fish, Rudy Glory, Bob Ross Joy of Painting, the entire thing.
Anyway,
All the Kung Fu Panda movies, all the Hunger Game movies.
Anyway.
And this is all free. It's all free.
We're losing.
Have you seen 10 Cloverfield Lane?
we are losing them.
Oh, I heard that's good.
That is probably my favorite suspense movie. I'm going to go out and say it's the best suspense since Hitchcock. It's A phenomenal movie.
I think Signs is better.
Seinfeld.
Okay, Signs is very good. The only thing is Signs.
It's got Mel Gibson in it.
Yeah, Signs also
And it's
relies
got
a
the
lot
Joker
on jump
dude in it
scares
as well.
Yeah, Joaquin or Heath.
Joaquin.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I haven't seen Signs in years, so maybe that's the thing. But also
it builds up the suspense because you only see the aliens once before the ending.
Okay, well, the thing with 10 Cloverfield Lane, I'm not going to do any significant spoilers because you should.
Snap. I just spoiled Signs.
If you go into
fix that, Ryan.
Okay, I will. For 10 Cloverfield Lane, if you're going to watch it, which I highly recommend it's free on IMDb. Go watch it right after this podcast. It's one of the great, in my opinion, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah. You should go into it knowing nothing more than what I'm about to tell you. Basically, there's this girl. She's driving down the highway, and then she gets in a car accident. It looks like there was a truck who hit her. It almost looked intentional. And then she wakes up in this basement, cement walls, and
my goodness, the Bill Cosby experience.
More so the Epstein experience. and then John Goodman comes in, and he's like, "Oh, you had a pretty bad accident there." And it's like, what am I doing here? Why don't you let me go? So,
well, you're in my basement. I'm not gonna let you go.
So you think that she's been kidnapped, and then he goes, "It's like, no, you don't understand. There's been an attack." And he says, don't know if it was nuclear or chemical, but there's been an attack. It's like, well, I think I need to go to the hospital. I sort of call my family, let them know I'm okay, find out if they're okay. It's like, no, you don't understand, Michelle. There's no one out there. And then the entire movie, there's little
you run
signs.
into doomsday preppers.
He was a doomsday prepper, and
I love doomsday
they called
preppers.
him crazy.
It's
crazy.
like
call him crazy.
He said something. It's like, you people, you put alarms on your house, but what do you do when those alarms go off? And it's like that's
I pulled out my
870
870 Remington.
But the whole movie, you're not sure if John Goodman, if Howard is his name, you're not sure if he's telling the truth or not. There's little things about what is actually going on outside. Is there anything going on outside? What's actually going on inside the bunker? Fantastic movie. That's all you need to know about it. Watch it.
I feel upset because I already know. And I haven't watched it.
Well, I want to know, so I'm gonna have to watch it sometime.
I'm gonna have to watch it as well.
And then,
even though I know what happens, I just
and then
wanna watch
afterwards, I got to tell you more about it because.
All right. Well, excellent. That was really excellent.
I've been watching a lot of George Carlin recently.
I don't know who that is.
You seem excited, Anthony. Do you want to talk about George Carlin?
Can you fill me in who this dude is?
If anyone likes dark humor,
yeah, like cynical humor.
Yeah, dark, cynical humor. He's great for that.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he has some pretty accurate, like
predictions
and political humor. That's really not really like one-sided oftentimes.
Oh yeah, well because he hates everybody.
It's really just his own commentary, and it's great.
Wow, I would love to know who this guy is.
He's just mean and everything.
So Keaton, George Carlin is revered as. Some people don't even like to call him a comedian because it doesn't seem to portray exactly what he was, because a lot of people actually call him a philosopher.
Wow, that's deep.
He stood up. His whole thing, he just had an empty stage. He walked along the whole stage, and he kind of just the style of it was like ranting almost. He almost comes off as a crazy person sometimes.
He does. Well, because when he started his career, he started off on radio, and he knew that he wanted to be in movies, and his whole career path, how he was seeing it, was, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do radio for a few years. I'm going to get noticed. It's like, and then I'm going to move out to LA. I'm going to try and It's like, I'm going to try and be a stand-up comedian. It's like, and then after the stand-up comedian, they'll have to put me in the movies. And he stopped at stand-up comedian because he realized that's what he always wanted to do. And when he was a comedian, he was playing. He realized he was like the nice squeaky clean like comedians back in what when was this around? It eludes me.
I
escapes
saw
me.
him, I think, in a video in the 60s. He was on a television show. I can't remember the exact
but
year,
like
though.
he was discovered by like Ed Sullivan's show. So this was shortly after the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan. So yeah.
So
and
mid 60s, I'd say.
yeah, and he realized after doing his comedy bit for a while that he was actually playing to the parents of the people that he wanted to be talking to, the people that he actually understood. Mm-hmm. So he started to grow his hair out, and he kind of became like a hippie beatnik type guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then he started standing up for like political change and stuff, and he started to have like a political thing behind his message. And it's just, I don't know, it's really cynical. It's really dark sometimes, but it's hilarious. And actually, he will forever be studied in law books, and for any attorney will learn about the
we should have asked our last guest about this.
The 7 words bit. So the 7 words bit,
I've seen that one.
you haven't? Oh, okay.
So
it's the 7 words that you can never say on television.
Oh, I think I might have actually.
And the 7 words routine was played on the radio at 2:00 in the afternoon on this one radio station.
Excellent.
And then they ended up getting sued because of for obscenity and just having something obscene that where children could easily see it. So it's like it went before the Supreme Court actually.
Nice.
Because it just kept going up and appealed and back and forth.
All right.
But yeah, I don't know.
Cool. Excellent.
Funny guy.
Funny guy. Look at this dude. This guy.
Anthony, who's your favorite comedian of all time?
Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald?
Yeah.
I'm actually not familiar with Norm Macdonald.
You don't know Norm Macdonald?
I don't know who Norm Macdonald
This
is.
guy.
He's
This
from
guy doesn't even
Canada.
know who
Okay,
he
who's
is.
You
Norm
don't know who
Macdonald?
he is
Keaton?
either.
No, I don't know who he is.
You don't know?
No, I've
He
never
was,
heard
he
of
was
him.
the former host of Weekend Update on SNL until he was fired.
Okay. Wait, what was he fired for?
Really?
Because he believed in something else.
I think they got someone high up was like replaced, and then he's like, I don't like. Oh wait, that was like an impression of Norm. He's like, I don't like what that Norm guy is doing on Weekend Update. Let's get rid of him. And it was probably one of the worst decisions he ever made. I think they actually told him later.
That was the worst
I think
decision.
they apologized. I can't remember though. But man, he's another one of those comedians where it's like it's his own style and no one else can pull it off.
Wow.
No one else.
Have either of you ever seen any comedians live?
No.
Yes.
Who?
On a cruise ship.
Well, was it like a famous comedian, or was it
No.
just like a stand-up
It's just
comedian?
some drunk guy.
No, it was actually a woman that was a bit larger.
Was she funny?
Yeah, she was hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
She was funny.
but anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, he does sometimes crude humor. I think one time he had a whole bit about, and I think so many people left this one event because he was talking about a video that someone showed him about, of like a woman getting freaky with a pig. I don't know.
Oh.
Okay. Well, speaking of other comedians,
No.
Jeff Foxworthy.
But it made
Talk
so many
about
people-
Golden
Wait.
Corral.
What?
But it made so many people leave. No, but his punchline, that's not the joke. The joke was he's just like, man, I wonder, I think he was like, imagine being like the boyfriend of this girl where she thought a pig was better than him or something. It's like, I don't remember.
Oh my God.
That's deep.
Okay,
That's
have you
deep, man.
You ever hear when I said the moth joke?
No,
What?
I don't remember.
Give us the joke. Deliver it.
But no one can tell a Norm joke better than Norm.
try.
Yeah, try.
Try me.
I don't wanna. You said it before.
What?
Say
said
it.
it
I'm
before.
dying to
Well,
hear
I
it.
haven't heard it recently. It's not in my memory banks.
Did you hear the frog going into a bank to get a loan?
No, I didn't.
Come on, man.
Oh, I thought that was the setup to a joke.
No. Wait. All of his like shorter jokes are escaping me, but he tells very long jokes that have very underwhelming punchlines, and that's the funny part.
Oh, okay.
It's like
I get. So it's
I
kind of
don't
like
know
dry
how to
humor in
say-
a way.
yes, very.
Okay.
But I don't know. Sometimes it's clean.
Stand-up dry humor.
Sometimes it's clean. Sometimes it's not. He says once he starts something and it's dirty, he can't go back to clean during that one
Joke.
that whole event.
Oh,
You can't go back. He said you try it and it just doesn't work. He's like, once the people start laughing at the dirty stuff, they don't want to hear any of the clean stuff. So he can be completely clean or not. You're touching.
Oh, my bad. You want to give me
Alright.
like a hair tie or something?
And also
I
shock
don't
humor.
have any.
Very good at shock humor.
I thought you said Sean Kilmer. I'm like, who's that?
He was when he was the host of Weekend Update. He did a lot of like he was notorious for making OJ jokes that were
Oh.
very controversial.
That's funny.
But
is
also
funny.
recently I was watching a compilation of his.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow, okay.
That's one of the
Can
words
we
that aren't
say
allowed
that
on
on
the
the
podcast?
podcast?
Can we bleep
Did
that?
we just get a bleep button?
just
Was that
got
our
a
first
bleep.
bleep?
Dang it!
You just
Yes! Excellent!
got- excellent. You
Yeah,
just got bleeped,
excellent.
Anthony.
You just got
Man.
bleeped.
All right, so
Just look
Keaton,
up Norm for yourself. Come on.
Keaton, who are your all-time favorite comedians?
Oh, it's got to be the duo, Jeff Foxworthy and Larry the Cable Guy. It's a classic duo. Have you seen their specials together?
Oh
They're
yeah,
excellent.
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 This guy does Golden Corral commercials, and he makes fun of himself for doing Golden Corral commercials.
No, what are the commercials that Larry the Cable Guy did for like?
This is all heartburn
Larry
He
commercials,
does heartburn
like for
commercials.
Tums.
It's hilarious.
That's jokes about that as well.
But
You're like, I ain't talking about heartburn.
I love this special with Bill Engvall, Jeff Foxworthy, and Larry the Cable Guy. That's fantastic. I don't know if I would put them at my all-time favorites though.
I would. You see, I'm just kind of I get it more than you would.
Okay.
Freaking hair. Ryan, do you have a hair tie for me?
No, I don't. I'm sorry, Garth.
How are we doing on time? By the way?
Oh, I mean, we're going a little bit over, but I think it's fine. We've got plenty of time left on the thing this month, so we can really go as long as we want.
But do I don't really have that much time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I have church in the morning.
oh, so
And
do
it's
I.
like 1 a.m.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this night episode part 2? Holy
Oh,
moly!
We're past my curfew.
Well, I'm just going to finish up with who my favorite comedians are. Really
sure.
quick. I've seen 2 comedians live at Germain Arena who were Jeff Dunham and Jim Gaffigan. 2 very different comedians. Because you got a ventriloquist versus the King of Clean, as he's been proclaimed.
That's pretty
but
cool.
Jerry
really,
Seinfeld does clean too.
yeah, yeah. I think
Excellent.
He does it well.
my favorite, one of my favorites of all time has to be Bill Burr.
Oh, yeah, he's so good.
Bill Burr is the one that I got the
Yeah,
the cruise ship
Doom,
bit from.
doom, yeah.
Because what's hilarious, watching Bill Burr's specials now is great, because in every special he says something about population and about how we need a new plague. And he's like, his first special that he ever
those-
did,
You got what
he
you wished for.
He started.
He's another person who's very angry at the world.
He started off with, it's like, I am so pro swine flu. It's like, you have no idea. It's like, if I were to ever run for public office, I would be dragged off the stage, just like, all right, 80% of you guys have gotta go. We'll do standardized tests. It'll be at random. If you don't bring a pencil, you're already out. And then they're dragging me off stage. Let me finish. But it's
Nice.
yeah. Bill Burr, hilarious.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, who's another one of my
I don't know,
all-times?
man. You said that was your favorite, though.
He's one of my all times. But
I like Dean Martin.
Dean Martin.
Wow. Wow, groovy.
Well, he was a comedian. He was a
Excellent.
comedian before a singer.
Excellent.
I didn't know that.
Also, you ever hear Martin and Lewis? That was his act with Jerry Lewis.
Very high pitched voice.
No.
Anyway,
Wow.
he's kind of very similar to Jim Carrey's early work.
Oh, okay. You know what we should do?
Well,
Wait.
not Dean, Jerry Lewis.
You know what we should do? I'm getting ready to wrap up here, but what we should do is we should compile a list for all of us of some
And
of
Rodney
our...
Dangerfield.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We should compile a list of some of our favorite comedians and such. And on the next podcast where you come back,
Tell
we
their
could
best
do-
jokes.
Well, no,
we can do that.
We can do that. No,
Just like read off the paper.
We can do that.
We could make a tier list.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Excellent.
we'll discuss and we'll try and figure out who's the best, who's the worst, and all that of like some like comedians. And it's just like we just put Amy Schumer on F tier.
Yeah, I don't know why.
No,
I don't
she's
know why
below
I'm
that. She sinks so far down.
G
No
tier?
pun intended.
Yeah.
And I think
Kinda
that's
drawing
a
a blank.
perfect place to end this very special episode of
Those
the
pickles are
Pickle Jar
expired, right?
Podcast.
Yeah.
Probably.
You want to close the jar for us, Anthony?
Sure. Does that mean
Signifies that we're ending.
Okay,
And the
signifies
music,
that
the music is starting.
beginning. Guys, make sure to post your submissions for the first annual Pickle Jar Podcast costume contest. Hashtag the Pickle Jar Podcast costume contest.
The first annual Pickle
And
Jar Podcast. Costume
Make sure you
contest.
tag us
Yes,
in
tag
our
us.
Instagram account, which you can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. At the Pickle Jar Pod.
The Pickle Jar Pod.
And then also follow the three of us on our social
the three
medias.
of us
They're
are-
all
yeah,
linked.
yeah.
They're all linked. So guys,
Make sure you share it.
Yes.
yeah, share the
Share.
podcast. Share the podcast.
Give us
Let
a
your friends-
download on Spotify
Give us
or
or download
Apple
on Libsyn
Podcast
or
whatever it's
Libsyn.
called.
Make downloading on Libsyn as well. You can download on all platforms.
Speaking of which, we hit over 100 downloads for this month.
Oh yeah,
Excellent.
already. Excellent. All right. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this very special
you.
episode.
Thank you.
And of course, happy Halloween. Have a very safe night. Any closing arguments?
I would like to say thank you for listening.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
You're listening
So
to
long.
a bunch of goofballs.
Bunch of goofballs.
deal.
Tremendous.